so we can get into some actual things. But we have arrived. I wish I had the now playing your feature presentation. I wish I had that, but I don't. I don't. So I went a minute without saying nothing about it. I took a while without saying anything about it. For the simple fact, I couldn't believe it my motherfucking self. A couple weeks ago, news went around that Adam22 and his wife Lena The Plug decided to pay a gentleman that Lena The Plug was a fan of. They decided to pay him not just his normal fee of $3,000. They decided to pay that man, I believe he said about $13,000. Paid that man to fuck his wife. That's right. Paid the man to fuck his wife. Now, once again, this is a content over everything idea that they had. How you know is for the simple fact that, okay, let's backtrack just a little bit, right? Adam22 just recently had a huge meltdown within the company of No Jumper, AD, a lot of other people ended up leaving the No Jumper podcast. Gina Views, I believe. I don't know if Gina Views is still there. I believe she also left over, and this is why this backtracking is important, over a racist that was on the podcast. And it looked damn near like a Klan meeting. It was Adam22 and two other white gentlemen. And this gentleman that he was interviewing, I won't even bring his name up because it's, it's there with it. The gentleman was a very, very known racist, and it was actually his second time being on the podcast. And Adam did not at all address any of the racist remarks that the gentleman had made. If anything, it seemed like, I said, that's why people call it a Klan meeting. If anything, it seemed like Adam was praising the man. And he got a lot of backlash for that. And a lot of his black cast members, or and not even black cast members, all of his cast members, majority of the cast members, ended up leaving No Jumper. One of the gentlemen that did stayed, Sharp actually stayed, but it is what it is there. Adam, I think, is in a place where he just needs to reset and find himself again. Now it's a thing of resurrection for No Jumper, right? Now you see No Jumper trending again. Why? Because Lena the Plug, his wife, has been fucked by another man. But this happened to be a BBC at that. Very renowned porn star. What was the gentleman's name here? So I was supposed to look that part up. Hold on. Hold on. You know I'm supposed to do something real quick. Doo doo. Where we at? What was his name? Jason Luv. I wanted to make sure I had that clear. Jason Luv is the gentleman that Adam22 and Lena paid to fuck her. Now, I don't know why they're saying it was right after the wedding. I keep hearing that. And I hope that's not the case. That right after their actual wedding and honeymoon that they paid for this to happen. I hope that that's not the case. I really hope that that's not the case. But let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into it, shall we? So, this was the first video that happened. We're going to do that. It's the first one that happened.
I'm shooting with today. Just guess who I'm shooting with today. Just guess who I'm shooting with today. Just guess who I'm shooting with today.
Y'all see how happy she is?
It's finally happening. Wow, I did not know you were going to do that.
Do y'all see how happy and giddy she is? Lord have mercy. It get worse. It get worse. Lord have mercy, it get worse.
Hey, before we get to this video,
Shout out to my boy Shaheed.
Take myself out of it, but like, if you're fucking a girl and you know she has a boyfriend and she's doing something wrong, that is kind of hot.
What's good?
We're just doing a little podcast here and figured that we would, have a little conversation with you to see exactly how all this was for you as well.
Oh my gosh.
Cool. That's why I chimed in. Catch y'all. See what's up.
Definitely. So what's the vibe like between you guys? Anything I should know about?
I don't think there's a really vibe. I think it's like a business thing, but I feel just very uncomfortable with this right now. I feel awkward.
A little uncomfortable.
Can you tell him how nervous I was?
Bro, like so nervous. Oh my God. I feel so wrong right now. Like,
It was
like
bad.
it's just work.
Okay.
Calm down.
But a lot of people have like a cheating fetish. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like
I feel like you do.
Yeah, cheating I've done in the past was I'm a little bit turned on by the fact that I was doing something underhanded, or take myself out of it. But like, if you're fucking a girl and you know she has a boyfriend and she's doing something wrong, that is kind of hot.
Is it?
A little bit.
You see, he knows.
It's kind of like the adrenaline. Like
I'd feel so
like
guilty
you're supposed to be doing
if
it.
I was the other woman.
Okay, so Jason, give me a genuine review. How was it?
You want like a number scale or just like
Numbers sounds like it could be hurtful, but if it's a high number,
It
sure.
gives me like a 4.
100% 9 out of 10?
Really, 9 out of 10. Who's a 10?
Well, obviously her.
Oh,
Well, it was a 9 out of 10. I never grasped an entire 10 before. It's like you gotta leave room for something that could possibly top the next one.
okay, yeah.
I'll take a 9 then.
That's fair. Okay, yeah. So a lot of people want to know, I don't know, just like if I should feel diminished as a man as a result of this. Like the cuck narrative is very, very strong. I just want to get your thoughts on that, and if how people should think about that in the context of me being, the silent third party in all this.
Well, I don't know. Like if you look at it in the business aspect, then basically it was just a job, She's high up in her ranks. I'm high up in my ranks. Us two together obviously would make the most amounts of money. So it's not so much being a cook. If you're comfortable with it, y'all communicated it prior. Obviously, she said y'all did. So it's not really a cook situation. It's more of like two people coming and making an understanding.
Yeah.
So if you're cool with it, then it is what it is. Me personally, I don't know if I have enough in me to allow it, but everyone's different. Everyone have different levels of, how do I say, mental maturity.
Very politically correct way to respond to that, Jason. Would you have done it? As you can see, Jason would not have allowed no shit like that. There's a lot of people that would have not allowed no shit like that. Because at the end of the day, this was not a cuckold. As y'all plainly heard, this was not a cuckold. Because he was not there. Adam was not even there, as y'all are hearing. A lot of people were saying that, and I need to take down my post as well, my tweet about that. I thought Adam was there to film it. Adam wasn't even there filming it. There was a professional cameraman there. And Adam was somewhere else. But, which is also even more weirder, because it's like you basically paid someone to fuck your wife, and you just left. Like, yeah, go have fun. Okay.
Well, it would be kind of weird for you to find a dude bigger than you. Maybe they could resurrect Andre the Giant or something. Maybe you could get Brock Lesnar to come through and cut it up for you. But I mean, you're kind of like the biggest dude that I could think of. I don't know. It's going to be tough for you to find a bigger guy.
Oh, they got a couple. They got a couple.
Yeah.
But, it's not just the size, it's everything that goes into it that makes it,
Definitely. Lena is just like shriveling up into a ball right now. I can see how uncomfortable this is making you.
Yes, it is making me very uncomfortable. And I'm glad that he's only, on Zoom and not here right now.
You think that would be awkward?
Yes. Also, I would feel like I'd feel a lot of sexual tension, and I felt like we would have to do a scene if you guys were both here.
See, she's out of control now. She's on a tear.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it plain as motherfucking day. If he was there, she would not be able to control herself. She would have to do a scene. Now, whether or not, we're going to get into that later, whether or not the scene is with both of them or not, but as you can see, he fucked her good. He fucked her good. That she is giddy as a motherfucker right now. She is giddy dancing her pussy right now. Just with him being on camera. You see that smile? You see them rosy cheeks? This ain't nothing about her being uncomfortable. You know why she's uncomfortable? The only uncomfort is the fact that she has her man on the other side of that table and a man that just fucked her last week on the camera. That's the uncomfort. But there's a happiness there, as you can see. There's a huge happiness there.
Been known to have that effect. I apologize.
See, all right. Now I'm going to have to really mind you next time you're going to an adult event that he's going to be at, right?
No, but I would be turned on if you were there.
Ah.
Yeah, it's like you're part of it.
So you think that if me and you go out to a party and we see him, that there's a chance that we'd all end up hooking up after?
I don't know what his stance is on working with you.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Good point, yeah.
I don't care.
Oh, hell yeah.
I get it in regardless.
Damn, that would be, I can see that. That would probably kind of make me feel like I had put a cap on this whole situation if we all did it together.
Good closure.
Wow, maybe that is the three-way that we should do, because that would be pretty viral rather than just some random guy, right?
Yeah.
It would be crazy.
As long as I'm not sitting in a chair with my fucking
You
arms tied behind my back or whatever.
You gotta hold the camera for one shot.
All right, so now I gotta rewrite the script.
Yeah. What do people need to know about Jason Luv, since like you're kind of, I almost feel like a large percentage, maybe even the majority of the photos that you're going to be taking over the next year or so, it's going to be people saying like, you're the dude who fucked Adam22's wife. I don't know. I mean, I know you get recognized all the time, but it's kind of an interesting scenario that you're in now, right?
I got stopped on the street like 4 or 5 times already. Normally it's just to talk to me about me, but then it was like, oh, you no jumper wife. I'm like,
I bet the fuck you did.
yeah, I guess.
Wow. Insane.
Like, take a picture with my wife, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna get more of those offers.
See,
I don't know about
a
that.
couple people say that to me. I'm sure he gets that all the time.
I don't know about that.
Right. So if we do choose to have another kid, how am I going to know it's mine and not?
Oh my God, I can't. No, cut. What?
What?
Don't even bring that up. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's one of the good memes that people have been passing around. It's like me cuddling with Ellie with
Content
a little
over
baby inside it.
everything.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Is BBC offensive?
No, it's just a visual description. It's not. You're just saying it is what it is. You see it. That's what it is. It's not,
That's what I'm
once you get
saying.
offended.
But I wonder if I get too comfortable with talking about black people shit because of the fact that like all my co-hosts on the podcast are black and stuff, because I've seen some of these lily white fucking hipster bitches on Twitter just raging out being like BBC is offensive, and I won't respond to them, but I am thinking in my head like, you have never been around black people besides getting fucked by them for your OnlyFans, so shut the fuck up. That's kind of what's going on in the back of my head.
I don't like using it because I feel like I just feel uncomfortable using it.
I don't care if you see a school bus and it's yellow. You'll be like, where did you park? By the big yellow school bus. What the fuck? That's what it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's a statement of fact. And like, you know, in the real world, fetishization, I can see why that's a bad thing, you know? If you walk up to an Asian girl and you're like, oh, I'm so turned on by Asian girls, I can see how that's like a bad thing. But we're in porn. This is like, we are here to satisfy fetishes, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just the verbiage, like,
Right.
it's been around for a minute now.
Yeah. What do you got coming up? Anything in the future that we should know about? You're going on some trips and stuff for a brand, right?
Oh yeah, well, I'm going to Europe for about 2 weeks, but I did just drop my book. So
What's the book?
that does good. It's called Louisiana Slim, the Family, about my previous life before I got to adult.
Really? Because I always wonder that when I see you with the tattoos on your face and everything. I'm like, I wonder what this guy was doing around town before he got into the porn game.
A lot of things when you come from poverty, you got to make it how you make it.
Ain't that the truth? Well, we're gonna do like a full length interview at some point, but I appreciate you banging my wife.
Oh my God.
And yeah.
Well, I'm a professional, I go in, I knock it out. That's what I do.
Hey, I absolutely, I cannot hold it against you, my friend.
Did you see it yet?
I saw a few of the clips, and yeah, I think you put it down.
I believe if it was mainstream, it probably would win an award.
Oh, well, that's a big idea.
My assistant did give me the idea to submit it for an AVN. I was like, I don't know. I feel like this might be crossing the line.
Yeah, Pound Town. You just left Pound Town.
I was going to call it the wedding gift.
Mm. For the record, it's not literally your wedding gift, but it was something that we kind of like felt more comfortable with after the wedding and whatnot, right?
It just makes sense. That's what everyone's latching onto. They just got married, So.
All right, Mr. Luv, appreciate you.
Bye, Jason.
Thank you. Bye, Lena.
Okay, how was that for you?
A little uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, why?
I mean, 7 years in this relationship, never look at a guy, dance with a guy, text back with a guy, nothing. And then I'm having sex with a guy. It's just a lot to process. I've been conditioned to believe it's cheating. There was one time where we went to a dinner and there was another guy there that just happened to be there and you knew I had slept with him and you made me feel weird. So, yeah, it's just like a lot to unlearn.
You always mention that scenario, but there's a lot more to that scenario that she's not mentioning. And
there was not that much more.
I felt weird about it for other reasons.
Okay.
And it was like, it was your birthday and you're just bringing it up. I'm like, oh, cool. Make me think about you fucking this guy over here.
Okay, anyways.
I know.
You were mad about it.
I was a little mad at that time. I was much less emotionally mature or whatever.
I'm clearly emotionally immature. I'm like giggling that you and Jason were just on the call together. So clearly.
So that was awkward for you?
Yes.
Me and him exchanging
and him
energy.
Talking about it, just being like, I put it down, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, but he's smart. He clarifies right away. It was a business move. We're just making money, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't enjoy it at all. I'm sure it sucked for him.
I probably hated it. He did say you were a 9.
Oh boy. So, and we're gonna get into another video real quick, but I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that, because, like I said, she looked very happy that the nigga was even on camera just now, and I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like you kind of can't shame, because Adam has joked all the shame away, as you could see. Adam don't give a fuck. This is content over everything. I paid the man to do it. It was right after the wedding. Yes, this is kind of her wedding gift. We talked about it already. This was very consensual. That word's been getting tossed around now. It's very consensual. And like I said, he's joking about. He's joked about him banging her publicly. So I don't know if I should say shout out to Adam. Well, I guess you could say shout out to Adam22 for even being comfortable enough to share this with the world, that his wife got fucked by another man. As Elmo would say. But it didn't stop there. No, it didn't stop there.
The Adam and Wax Show. We made it to episode 2. Will we make it to episode 3? It remains to be
3,
seen.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But before we get started, I got to keep it real, bro.
Keep it 55th Street. What's going
Because
on?
no, I'm not 55th Street.
Okay, keep it Rooster.
It is 5 though.
Like this?
Blood. Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
No.
55th Street is neighborhood Chris. I'm gonna let them have their shit. But listen, this is the thing. Yo, Adam, you let it yo.
Isn't it crazy that you guessed it on here? Like before I had even really hinted at it.
You really did
You
that?
guessed it.
You watched it?
I didn't watch it. I'll probably see some chunks of it.
So you just like was in another room listening to her moan and groan and shit?
No, she was
So
at a
this is
hotel
before
being filmed by a
they
professional.
talked to Jason.
And down by a professional, to be totally honest.
And you wasn't there.
No, I was at the house playing some
Yo,
high
that
stakes
is some
online poker
real-
tournaments.
That's some real white boy.
I like that. I like the framing of like, oh, that's some weird white boy, rather than like you are a degenerate piece of shit. Everybody
No.
keeps saying I'm going broke. The narratives are twisted up, so I don't mind you grilling me
I
on
think
this
you had some pressure because she lets you do your thing.
for all these years.
Yeah, and it was like, it's one-sided.
I will say that the official video doesn't even drop for like 2 weeks, and it's already a bit of a windfall for her on OnlyFans.
So they're championing her.
People want to see this. It's been a long time coming. Well, I mean, nobody really knew it was coming until a couple days
So
ago.
like you don't think like she whispered her phone number in his ear?
Oh, he definitely has her phone number.
What the?
How would they not? She contacted him on Instagram. They might be communicating
So
through
she
DMs.
picked the guy she wanted to.
He is a very famous adult star.
So she picked him.
I think, yeah, there was really only a few that she was kind of choosing between that would have made sense.
So did she give you some details?
We talked about it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Cause you know, Adam, fresh, just real gets hit different. That's your wife, so you know you're kind of like repetitive with a lot of you do. So he hit that thing different, bro.
I mean, I'm sure she had a good time. I'm sure he had a good time.
And you were just cool with it.
I'm sure he's numb to it. I mean, he's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, fuck him, but like that's your wife, like.
Yeah, and I mean, she's supposed to enjoy it. Anything novel is going to be exciting, right?
Yo, bro, like not for nothing. I hope I
Okay.
ain't no stepping my boundaries.
No.
What are y'all gonna do when your kids get older, bro? Kids are savage these days.
The kid was already going to know about me piping a million girls. I don't know that from the kid perspective, if
Bro,
her having done it with
by
other
the
guys is going to be
third
that
grade,
different, right?
By the third grade, they're doxing the kids. Their
Okay.
kids is doxing.
Let's just pray that things go smoothly.
You know what, Adam? I fuck with you, a different kind of motherfucker. They can say what they want
Right.
and call you a weirdo, but in this situation, we're the because we couldn't handle it.
Who is we?
The masses that say you're out of your fucking mind,
Right.
those masses in this situation, we're the emotional ones.
I knew going in.
I
knew going in that it was going to be an extremely exciting and controversial thing for a lot of people.
I'ma
out
keep
there.
it real,
I went
Adam.
into it knowing that. And I'm
This
okay
is the
with
difference. Let me tell you why it's kind of like a thing. A lot of our did have gotten. We just didn't know it.
that. Well, she definitely got before this as well. It's just been 7 years.
What you mean? That
I've been the only one cutting it up for 7 years.
so before that's when y'all got together.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's what I'm saying.
She getting piped before that for sure.
But what I'm saying is the fact that you can handle that.
I'm a real one.
Yeah, I couldn't handle it.
I feel like it's kind of like catching a body where like, gives you a little bit of a stomach churning feeling, but you get used to it.
Have you guys had an argument since then? Like
We've had some conversations and some of them might have got a little bit,
did you storm out?
No,
So you good with it?
we're still good.
She ain't tell you. That's why he be better than you. She did.
Okay, you got to understand, it's entirely a business thing from her perspective. For me, it's hard
Adam,
to
she
approach
got a nut.
it. What?
She got a nut. That's no business.
I don't think
That's
so.
personal.
But
she
okay,
lied to you.
But the whole point on camera is to make it look like she did regardless.
Let me
right?
tell you something, no, bro. The fact that she handpicked this dude, and you're saying that this dude is like a high-profile dude,
Right.
the thought of her actually getting to do it with this dude,
Right.
she got a nut.
Well, I mean,
And let me pause it right there real quick. So, just to bring out a little What Wack is saying is very true. First of all, none of us could have the guts to do that. None of us could have the guts to do that shit. For real, for real. On top of that, could easily be brought up in an argument. Oh, he fucked me better than you. But think about this, like what Wack just said, as far as the kids down the line. That's a very big possibility as well. It's like, yo, what are they gonna say when they see shit like this? Like, are we really at the point where it really is the content over everything, and it don't even matter what your future look like as far as your next generation seeing this? I guess it don't matter. Another thing is, he's already got in his mind, she's going to fuck other men. So this is not going to be, evidently, the first time or last time that this happens. This was purely a business move on her perspective. You heard him. You heard from the horse's mouth. There will be other porn scenes with other dudes in Lena The Plug. We probably are going to see a gangbang one of these days. If she put like this, if she's opening the door now for her to do other scenes with other men, just single scenes, we're probably going to see blow bangs. We're probably going to see gangbangs. We're probably going to see all that. Hey, don't take my word for it if you're not going to see other things happen. Don't take my word for it.
So this is like my kind of like roller coaster of emotions. So before she did it, I felt okay with it. I was like, this is a business decision. This makes sense. Let's do it. Then she did it. I felt a little bit of like jealousy, a little bit of like, oh man, like, you know, I gotta fuck the shit out of my girl. I gotta make up for it. But then like within like 2 days, like after I talked about it on here, I felt fine about the fact that it happened. Although it was kind of overwhelming having like 10 million people calling me a fucking cuck on Twitter and stuff, which I don't find that to be the most offensive thing. Like a lot of people, they call you a cuck like they're calling you a fucking, you know, a rapist or whatever. Like it's like that's the insult right there. Yeah, and they don't need to elaborate on it at all, when I know a ton of people who either let their girl do shit on camera or they swing. So basically they'll go to swinger parties, or they'll just like a couple will go out with another couple and then they trade at a certain point. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but that's how we like came upon this idea. Is at a certain point I was like, you know, she kind of asked me, like, would you ever do that? Like, would you ever do something? Like a
swinger party or something like
Probably
that?
not even a swinger party, to be real, because those people aren't tested, and me and her are in the business, so we got to be tested. Yeah. But, like, the conversation, we did an interview with another couple, and it was kind of like, oh, would we ever do that? Would we ever do a thing where he fucks you and I fuck the girl and we're, like, side by side? Either we talked about doing it off camera and we talked about doing it on camera, right? So we had that conversation, but then it kind of became like, well, if we're going to, like, open our relationship up to the point where it's not the end of the world for her to sleep with another guy, we might as well roll it out in the way that's going to be the most viral, and that's what is currently going on.
I just found out what a cuck was this weekend. I had to look up the definition because it was everywhere. Like every time I looked up this shit, it was like
people hate cucks like they're fucking serial killers, bro,
like,
or
what
Nazis.
The fuck? Like, okay, you let your wife get brick. Like, what if that was a way of letting her get her lick back because you got caught cheating so many times? Like, you know what? Go get your rocks off.
And she did catch me cheating quite a few times back in the day, which I'm not thinking of this as reparations for that, but that is a plausible explanation.
You can like get your
hilarious.
What Future say? Go on, fuck the nigga, get it over with. You know what I'm saying? Out the rip.
But you know what? It's the fact that we're married. It's the fact that we just got married, because, yo, the video on my Twitter of me and her getting married, I think it might have had like 1 million or 2 views on Twitter.
Yeah.
It now has 60 million views.
Oh, shit.
So like that, this made the wedding so much more interesting to people.
That's crazy.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was really taken aback by all that.
That's crazy. So what I wanted to ask you out of the situation. So you said that you had the right to cancel it if you didn't like the feeling of the shit, right?
She told me up till the day before it, she said, if you feel uncomfortable with it, we don't
not
have
even
to do
cancel.
it.
You said that you was gonna let her do it once, and then if you have the call, if you don't want her fucking no more dudes, so what you gonna do? Is this gonna happen again?
I'm undecided. We're still having that conversation because it's kind of weird because any other scenes that she ever does with another dude, it's just going to be like way less hype. It'll probably be normal. At some point in the near future, it's going to be normal, right?
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I definitely am going to do at some point is fuck her with another guy on
That's
Plug
what
Talk.
that was my next question.
That definitely is going to happen
just
at
went
a
straight
certain
into
point.
my next question. Like,
Because
would you do the train thing?
not a train. We just going to like.
You heard it right there. Look at my man face right here. That shit is hilarious. This is my man face. My man face with on the left. He's like, what the fuck did he just say? Oh my god. But yes, it's going down, y'all. It's going down. Adam22 just said on Plug Talk, he's talking about his podcast, by the way, Plug Talk. They do a podcast where they on Plug Talk, Adam has definitely fucked other women with Lena on Plug Talk. So what Adam is talking about is that on Plug Talk soon, there's going to be a DP scene with Lena and two guys on the podcast. And it'll be him fucking his wife with another man. You heard it right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Double teamer probably. Like,
My
she's
man
down,
faces
but it's
funny as
also
hell.
kind of a question of like, because this is the thing important is that it's always like you do one thing and then you do the next thing, and you do the next thing, and
but
so
definitely not one in the mouth, one down south. No.
one in the pussy, one in the mouth.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
No, but not one in the ass, one in the pussy. I'm not trying to have my balls clapping against it.
That's borderline.
Somebody
right
just
there.
texted me
I
that.
thought that was you in the Lena video. Yeah, Jesus Christ. You're grimy.
You're grimy.
But like, I don't know, like, definitely not trying to like do I'm not doing DP. I'm not gonna let my dick rub against another guy's dick inside her vagina.
Yeah.
That to me is something I couldn't do. And then like the vagina and the asshole at the same time, I don't really think that we need to do that.
That's
but
gay.
definitely
You have to be humping him to do that.
Oh yeah, and the dudes who do it in the porn game, whenever I talk to them about it, they're all kind of like, "Yeah, I do it, but I don't like it." Like they all kind of like they don't like really want to talk about it. It's kind of weird.
Like
So yeah, I don't know. I mean,
because it's only a little piece of skin right there. Like I know that you can feel the pressure,
bro,
from. Like, that's crazy.
And if it's gonna feel way better because of his dick.
Back in the day, gang,
bro,
just imagine a nigga trying to get up in that ass. Like,
Rick, think about it. Think about it.
Bro.
If there's a dick in the vagina and then you're fucking the ass, that dick being in the vagina is gonna make the ass way tighter because the whole section is filled up. So it's like you're gonna be feeling the motherfucker's dick veins in there. To me, that's a little too gay. I don't think I gotta do that.
That's crazy.
Especially if you come.
Yo.
Oh, you gonna come?
Yo, so if you ooze on each other, that's crazy. Let's go to another topic, man. That shit is crazy.
First,
Whoa.
DP is too much.
Yeah, let's all get to another topic on that note. But yeah. As y'all heard, Adam22, this is all business. Content over every motherfucking thing. For both of them. For him and his wife. They are very open to having sex on camera with whomever they feel comfortable with. They might as well just be a swinger couple at this point. You might as well say that they are a swinger couple. And I'm not shaming anyone that is. I'm not shaming any cuckolds, or as you heard, he's not a cuckold either because he wasn't there. But yeah, not shaming anyone. Like I said, shout out to them in their marriage. What you are comfortable with is what you are comfortable with. Jewel James Harrison will not be doing such. But I understand what y'all niggas is doing. Get it how you live.